Hello and welcome to our second episode of Craft Beerstream.
Welcome to Craft Republic. I'm Claire and this is Tim.
Hi, and welcome to all our new subscribers. We're hoping to live stream this week, but unfortunately we're still new to this, so there was a few technical issues.
A couple of gremlins still lurking
yeah, so we're
around
just getting to grips with it, and hopefully next week we'll be streaming. But this week we decided we're going to actually look at 4 beers.
Yes, we added one more. We were chatting about the lineup that we've got, and actually we've got such a great selection of beers on, we just couldn't pick 3. So we had to throw an extra one in just to sort of give you a little extra bonus. Also, thank you very much to Simon Martin for stepping in with us last week. If you've not watched that video yet, definitely check it out. It's in the Craft Beerstream channel. So yeah, definitely go and have a look at that. So Simon joined us last week. Simon is a local vlogger, but also one of our regular customers as well, and it's always lovely to have him here.
Yeah, I mean he's been great because he's helped us get to over 125 subscribers.
Woo-hoo!
Yeah, so that's really good. It's a great start for us, and we're super excited to bring you a new video every week to ensure that we keep you up to date with the latest beery news and everything that we're doing here at Craft. So I guess do we start our first beer? I'm going to start pouring.
Beer.
And I guess this is quite an important one because of the week it is.
Yes. So this week is National Barbecue Week, which I think, being in Wales, we're probably used to sort of barbecue weather, not necessarily being bright and sunshine, although actually this evening it is lovely, which is just about right because the bar's not open. But we still get to be here and to enjoy a few beers. So as well as looking at the beers that are our favourites for this week, we've also had a little bit of a think about what beers would work really well with your barbecue. So the first one that we're going to start off with is it's a Radler and it's a lower ABV. No?
It's died.
Okay, the first beer we were going to start off with was a Radler.
We're not going to do it.
We're not going to do it because the keg just finished. However,
we can talk about it.
We'll talk to you about it. We'll talk to you about it and we'll tell you how great it is knowing that you can't come and drink it.
Yeah, the problem is with here at Craft is obviously as soon as a beer finishes, we put a new one on. And on this occasion, it looks like it's ended. So this is the one we were going to be talking to you about. It's Lemony Snippet, which was a lemon radler.
So this is from Brew York. Now the Brew York team were here a couple of weeks ago for a tap takeover with us, and they actually launched 2 beers here. So we had 2 national first pours.
Actually, technically, we can do it.
We can do it. It's just that nobody else.
We're just sharing it, and then no one else is going to be able to try it.
So Lemony Snippet was one of the beers that they launched here. So we actually had the first national pour of this beer. It's a 2.5% lemon radler.
That's correct.
Yeah, and it's a really lovely beer, and the reason we want to talk about it is because with it being 2.5, really super sessionable, super easy drinking, really light, lovely lemony notes. But the radler style it comes from shandy. Is that right? It's based on a shandy style?
Yeah, so it's lager mixed 50-50 with lemonade. The reason they created that, they were looking for a really sessionable, easy drinking beer at the end of a hard day's work that they could enjoy. The name has come from the fact that it came out of a series of unfortunate events.
So I'm not sure we can class this as one of the beers. We're back down to 3. But,
yeah, sorry.
It is lovely. And we find particularly on the lower ABV side of things, we always try to keep at least one beer on that's got a lower ABV, and we always have a non-alcoholic line as well, which is something that's really important to us. So if you want to come out and have a beer, but for whatever reason you can't have alcohol, we'll always have a non-alcoholic, so a sub 0.5% beer pouring on draft, which certainly, for me, from the days when I used to, be in work and the guys want to go for a pint after work and I was driving, and it's something really nice about still being able to sit out in a beer garden, having something that it looks like a beer, smells like a beer, tastes like a beer, but that you know that is of 0.5%.
Yeah, I mean, we also have a selection in our fridges as well, on top of the one that we always have on draft. But I guess, well, we can share this as we're husband and wife, so we don't have to worry about the whole COVID situation. So yeah, we'll try it. We'll tell you about it, and hopefully you can either get it in can, which we may end up getting some in can here, or if you do see it somewhere else, wherever you are based, then give it a try. But let's try it. So straight away you're getting that slightly lagery notes, but there's a real strong, almost fresh squeezed lemon smell. I'm almost getting sherbet lemons in that. Do you want to try?
I will give it a try. Why don't you make a start putting on the next one?
I'll do that. Yes.
Not going to tease you too much with the beer that you can't have. Although, looking at a lot of research at the moment, there's a lot of talk that these radlers and shandy style beers and the lower ABV beers particularly are going to be one of the trends for this summer. I think, and we're seeing it here as well, of people who want to go out on a night out, particularly maybe in the midweek, or if they want to pop out for a lunchtime beer as well, but don't necessarily want to have that higher ABV, even what we'd class as a sessionable beer, so in the 4% and into the lower 5s. Still, sometimes people are looking for something that's lower than that. So, the non-alcoholic option is always a good option. We've had some fantastic non-alcoholic beers on, and the quality of non-alcoholic beers is making huge strides at the moment as well. But with something like this, which is the 2.5%, particularly if you sometimes find that the 0.5s, they can be a little bit thin. They can feel like they're sort of lacking in that in the taste and in the body, whereas something that just has this sort of little bit more alcohol in it can sort of alleviate that. We had a fantastic table beer from Polly's, didn't we, called Leno?
Yeah, we did.
And that was a 2.8%, I think, or certainly in the 3s.
Yeah, it was on the lower side.
And I was really interested to see how Polly's were going to carry out that kind of, because they're really well known for like their dank beers. But they, like, for a table beer, for a sub 4% beer, it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
They really made great strides. So, oh my God, what have we got here? Look at the colour on that.
So this is Unbarred, collabing with the Bristol Brewery, and it's a Knickerboker strawberry, raspberry and cherry ice cream pale.
Oh my goodness me.
6.6%. So, yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to expect from this one. Well, I know what I'm going to expect from this one, but I'll see how I feel about it once I've tried it. We do find the fruity beers are really popular here, and some of them are slightly can be almost on a Marmite scale. Because do you remember the rhubarb and custard that we had from? Who did we have that from?
Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't remember.
They did Faith and...
Oh, Northern Monk.
Northern Monk, that was it. So,
yeah, it's their Faith in Custard, wasn't it?
Yes, it was their Faith in Custard one. And they also did a mango version. We didn't have that one, but we had the rhubarb and custard.
Now, I'm always super sceptical about these, these milkshake IPAs or these fruited IPAs. And so this being an ice cream IPA, I'm going to guess it's probably got lactose or something in it.
I would definitely say so.
So not suitable for vegans. But what that lactose does, it always adds that slight sweetness to it. It's a really sort of creamy mouthfeel. And for me, I love that in a stout, like milk stouts, all the way for me. Huge fan. There's something about that lactose and then fruit in an IPA that... Personally, I'm not always convinced. I'm certainly on the more sceptical side of things, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy it. There's a time and a place for it, but I will have a third or a half of it, but I'm certainly not smashing pints of it. That's all I can say.
So this is obviously with the name Knickerboker. So I guess this is a take on a Knickerbocker Glory ice cream. then.
Yeah, and obviously Unbarred are from Bristol. They're from Brighton. And the Bristol Brewery, obviously by the name, is from Bristol.
So we discovered Unbarred during the lockdown, didn't we? So we had their beer Juicy on tap, which is an absolutely beautiful, super easy drinking, really fruity, hazy pale. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's one of their core beers.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of that. And of course, I love Brighton. So in my when I had a real job, I spent a lot of time in Brighton. There's some fantastic breweries there doing some absolutely brilliant things, and Unbarred are definitely one of them.
Yeah, I have very fond memories of Brighton. Growing up in Surrey, Brighton was somewhere that we went with my mum and dad, and it's just I love Brighton. And actually that was I was on a stag do in Brighton, and walked into this tiny little pub, and there was a picture of Simon Bodger on the thing. And a little known fact is I originally sang the theme tune to the children's television programme Bodger and Badger, and my best friends decided to tell everybody in the pub, and the owner knew Simon Bodger and had a photo of him up there signed and wanted me to pose with it. And then after a few beers, I had to end up getting up and singing the theme tune.
Of course you did.
You're not getting me doing that now, but that was an interesting time. That was the last time I was in Brighton, and I probably won't be going again after that, because
they probably won't let you have you back. Actually,
no, I don't think I can show my face around there. But I guess we should get back to the beer.
So this is, what was it? Strawberry, raspberry, cherry.
Yes.
And 6.6% as well.
Straight away, the raspberry and cherry I'm getting straight away.
Do we think that Unbarred are inspired by their beach location with this one? Do we reckon they're feeling a little bit,
seaside-y?
Seaside-y, summer on the beach?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ice cream vibes?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I get strawberry laces.
Strawberry laces, definitely.
Definitely, I think that's with the lactose as well. There's almost like a powdered sugar.
You can smell that straight off the nose. And obviously the colour is insane. Like, it's not, while it's sort of hazy, it's not almost ice creamy, if you know what I mean. The sort of smoothie almost look, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I must admit, for an ice cream IPA, ice cream pale, I was probably expecting it to be a little bit hazier, actually.
Yeah. Well, let's
shall
try.
we? Cheers.
You definitely get the tartness of the raspberry and the cherry.
The cherry's really there, isn't it? You really get the cherry on the back of that.
The creaminess isn't as prominent as I was expecting from the smell.
No.
I got more from the smell than I did.
I would say that for the sweetness as well, actually. It's not as sickly sweet as I was expecting.
And there is a sour.
There is
an element to
definitely.
it. I wouldn't have been disappointed if this had been served as a sour beer. To be honest, there is a sour note to it.
No.
But I think that's from the cherry rather than it being soured.
I'm getting that really overriding cherry note now. It's got a slight. That smell is really deceptive, actually, because I thought it was going to be really sickly sweet, and maybe a bit too much. But I think it's not as sweet on the palate.
No, and there is definitely the bitterness there. There's quite a strong bitterness, but not in a harsh or disappointing way.
I would say that drinks like a 6.6%. You can taste the alcohol in that.
Yeah, I mean, some of the beers we have on the higher ABV, you wouldn't realise. You'd think they're probably a percentage lower, but you can definitely tell that has the body.
Like that pink lemonade sour we had from Firebrand, that we discovered at Beer X, that I was smashing all night, and then like towards the end of the night discovered it was 6.4%, which definitely explained why I was feeling it.
That was just before we won the award,
And just after we won the award as well.
Oh yeah, that was actually yeah. It was our standout beer of Beerex, and we kept going back to drink it. But yeah,
But it didn't taste. That didn't taste like it's in the six.
No, it really didn't.
This definitely tastes like a mid 6% beer for me, anyway.
Okay. For me, this is a third, maybe a half at the most. I definitely wouldn't be doing a pint for me, but I have different tastes to a lot of people, and some of the beers that I would probably do a pint, people wouldn't want to do a pint of, and they'd probably be a half or a third. So I think it's definitely...
I mean, I'm pleasantly surprised because, you know, I had this preconception of what an ice cream pale was going to be like, and you get the really powdered sugar note on the nose, and it smells really sweet. I'm expecting it to be thick and everything, and actually it's not. And I think you're right, it is slightly on that sour side. I think if you're a sour drinker, this is probably more up the street. It's like, it is tart and it has got that bitter note, and it's not overly sweet. You do get a little bit of, you know, like those vanilla, like, you know, the fake cigarette kind of like things with powdered sugar on, and it has on the back, you just get this little sort of vanilla powdered sugar note ever so slightly right on the end.
I'm getting tingly tongue.
Tingly tongue on you. Good.
So yeah, that's an interesting one actually. I'm really enjoying it. For me,
it's building on me.
Yes. I think it's definitely one to start on.
Yeah. Definitely worth giving it a go. Especially if you like cherry. I think if you like sour, if you're happy with those slightly more bitter notes, I think on a hot day as well, that would be absolutely lovely.
Sitting in the beer garden, I think it's perfect.
Sitting in the sun with that.
I mean, obviously today we've, not intentionally, but we picked quite a high ABV beers. So this is the lowest ABV beer. Obviously, forget the Radler after I realised it'd gone. But so we started in 6.6%, and we're going right up to 8.5 today.
Ooh-wee.
But that is a seriously exciting beer.
It's a bit of a treat for me as well, because I've not had beer for a week. So like, this is my first beer.
Well, hopefully not too much during the video then.
No,
All
I should pace myself.
Okay. So I guess I'm gonna pour the next beer, I guess. But I mean, the thing that I think maybe worth talking about is our beer club we've got coming up.
Yes, so very exciting. So obviously when we started Craft Republic, we always sort of envisaged this place as being a really nice place that local beer drinkers get together, a bit of a community vibe, people could chat and get to know each other. And then COVID happened. So that kind of put a little bit of a stopper on these sort of ideas of getting people together around a table and sharing a beer. Now, however, we're feeling a little bit more confident that we can finally put together a community beer event, which we're super excited about. So on Wednesday, the 20th of July, we've got 20th, yep. We've got our first craft beer meetup, and it's going to be great. So Tim's going to host it, so you can come and have a beer with Tim. And basically, what we thought we'd do is we just grab a big table, just people can sit around. We're going to pick 4 beers out of our fridge. So we've got a bottle shop just at the other end of our bar, and it's always got loads of weird and wonderful beers in it. It's got some like really good non-weird beers as well. But non-weird beers. But you know, we've had some great beers in. Did we have one the other week that wasn't made with water? It was made with tree sap, wasn't it? Yeah, so things like that, and you know, like all kinds of weird and wonderful flavours and blends and styles. And sometimes people are put off like buying a can or a bottle of it because in case they don't like it, because sometimes, you know, they're not exactly cost-effective beers either. They're not budget beers, certainly. And it's the sort of thing that if you open it and you try it and you don't like it, you know, you don't want to be stuck with the rest of it. So we thought, let's pick our favourite 4
Yeah.
And let's get a group of our, friends, regulars around a table, open the beers, everyone can try a sample of the beers and we can just share them around, we can have a bit of a chat, we can chat about the brewery, why we chose them, what people think of the beers, good opportunity to try, handful of different styles, maybe broaden your beer horizons, have a drink with Tim, which I know will be a massive selling point for a lot of people. So the tickets for that are on sale now. It's just going to be £6 ticket, so we try to keep it super low, just to cover the cost of the beers that we're going to open. So you can book online.
Yeah, through our website.
Yeah, through our website. So wearecraftrepublic.co.uk. If you go to the shop, or if you just type in club into the search bar, it'll come up. Or if you go to the What's On page, it's there. And come and grab a seat or a couple of seats, and it's just going to be a night of sitting around a table, chatting to each other, sharing a few beers, telling some stories. Nice.
Well, you never know if we actually get the ability to actually stream, and people are actually interested in it. Maybe we might be able to actually stream the event. I don't know.
I don't know. It's not tempt fate on that one.
Well, we might be able to if we can figure out how to do it. But that could be a thing. And even in the future, we could look at if people are up for it, doing it virtually as well. So you can order the beers, yes, and we will drink along. I mean, that's something that's really exciting, and I think. Yeah, I'd love to do, but only if people are actually interested in doing it. So,
but definitely for this one, so it's our first one. So you tell us whether
drop something in the comments, or drop us a message, a DM, whatever, and let us know if that's something that you'd be interested in kind of being involved in.
Because if this one works, we're going to do one in August as well, aren't we?
Yeah, it's going to be a monthly thing for us.
Because it's our birthday in August. It's our second birthday in August, which feels like insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been 2 years. Part of me feels like it hasn't been 2 years because we weren't open for a large chunk of it. So technically, as a part, it hasn't been 2 years. And then another part of me feels like it's been 20 years. So.
We've definitely done 20 years in the industry. It's like 10 times speed of actually owning a bar, but that's all cool.
Yes.
That's all good.
So we'll hopefully do a second one in August for our birthday. But yes. First one, Wednesday the 20th of July. I think we're aiming to kick off about 7 o'clock in the evening. Tickets £6 each, and they're available online now. So please hop onto our website.
If you're local, obviously. If you want to come down.
Travel.
There's lots of hotels locally that
Train
you can
station
stay
around
at.
the corner.
Yeah, so if you are, just drop us a message if you want any recommendations on where to stay, but we'd love to have you.
Yeah.
So
great, on to beer number 2.
Beer number 2. So the beer number 2 is Newtown Park, Light Darkness, a Balance. It's Baltic Porter, and it's 7.6%.
So in a nice kind of segue, the Unbarred beer that we had last, that was a collab with a Bristol brewery, and now
so Brighton Brewery with the Bristol Brewery,
yeah.
And we've just literally hopped across the city, and now we're in another part of Bristol.
So Newton Park are a fairly new brewery, aren't they? They're 2020.
2020, yeah.
So it's just a little bit before us, is it?
No.
Was it? No, around the same time.
Yeah, we launched at the same time.
Goodness me. And again, like us, they're a husband and wife team. And their brewery is based in the old Left-Handed Giant.
Yeah, they took over
well.
Left-Handed Giant's old space,
yeah.
Which is cool.
So porters moved straight into the dark beer. I kind of feel like I almost want to pour them together so that I can have a bit. I
think it would work. I think you get the creaminess of that, and well, I'm expecting that. I mean, obviously, typically porters likely to be slightly thinner than the stout, but I don't know what to expect until we try it. I mean, because our beers are changing so often, and Claire and I've just come off the back of a weekend of a gin festival where I had 3,000 people over 3 sessions trying our other business, Barry Island Spirits Co., which Claire's wearing the t-shirts, our Barry Island gin, our pink gin, our rum and our vodka. So these beers went on over the weekend, and it's a great opportunity for us to try it and also get our reactions on them, because we don't always get a chance to see everything that's here because they are moving so fast and changing. But yeah, let's try.
I mean, look
and
at
see.
that. That is, I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is just, it's got perfect foam, like for me, the colour, the opacity, like that on the eyes, that for me is like your quintessential dark beer. I think that is a beautiful looking beer.
Ooh.
I get tons of almost like roasted coffee.
Yeah, roasted coffee straight off the nose.
It's burnt toast as well, I
Yeah,
think.
no, there is burnt toast. I agree with you on that. I was trying to, so I guess that's the maltiness of the malts, the dark malts.
Just breakfast beer.
Breakfast beer. Just don't drink it at breakfast. Well, you can, but like we won't judge, honestly. But like, let's try.
Oh, that is absolutely stunning. That is beautiful.
Straight away, there is a creaminess to this.
There is, it's lovely.
For a porter, I wasn't expecting that.
No.
Really well balanced, lovely level of bitterness.
And the temperature of the beer is absolutely perfect as well. You know, it's really, again, it's those iced coffee notes, silky smooth, lovely rounded body. What was the ABV, did you say on that?
7.6.
Ooh, that's going to help with that rounded mouthfeel.
But it doesn't drink like a 7.6.
It does not.
I wouldn't have said that was 7.6.
No, so whereas with this, the last one, the Unbarred, which was 6.6, like I could definitely get the alcohol in that.
Yeah.
This, I would have put this probably in maybe the high fives.
Yeah, I would have, 5.9, maybe
Yeah.
6.2 at a push. I'm getting a fruit note here.
Almost like a red berry, like almost like a red currant type.
No, I'm getting blackcurrant.
Definitely that currant.
There is a fruity element to it, but it's not overpowering. It's just on that. It's just tickling the tongue slightly. That seems to be my word for today, tickling my tongue. I don't know. Sorry about that.
That is a fantastic beer. That is just a really good beer.
And obviously, we do get people ask, they say, but stouts and porters need to be at a higher temperature. And yes, they typically do. And again, as we said before, our cellars, or if you don't know, our cellars kept at 4 degrees, which obviously isn't always optimal for all the beers. It's good for keeping them fresh, but sometimes actually drinking them at that temperature necessarily doesn't bring out the full potential of that beer. We do, but sometimes actually, especially with this, as you said, the iced coffee notes, it really works. But if you like your stout or porter slightly warmer, when you come in, we often recommend order it alongside another beer and let it sit.
Give it a bit of a cooch.
Yeah, give it a cooch, let it sit there, let it warm up slightly to open it up. It's just the way it is. Unfortunately, I would love to have a cellar at or multiple cellars at different temperatures, so we could store all our beers exactly at the temperature.
Easier for something to warm up than to cool down, though, isn't it?
That's a fair point.
Especially in this weather.
Yeah, nobody likes warm beer. No.
Well, not here.
Well, no, not here anyway.
I think that's beautiful. It's not. I say it's not sweet. Like, it's got sweet notes to it, but it's not sweet. You know, some of the stouts and porters, and particularly milk stouts that we've had, have been maybe like these dessert beers. You know, like sort of like they've got waffles or pancakes or something.
Yeah.
I mean, they can be quite sweet. Which, for me, whilst it's lovely, it's sort of have a half and then kind of.
This is
This is
slightly
a
more
proper,
grown up.
yeah.
Well, you can tell actually, because if my beer goes down quickly, I'm really enjoying it. Some beers just take a bit longer to drink and get through, but on this occasion, I'm seriously enjoying this.
That's gorgeous. Yeah, lovely espresso coffee notes in there. Good level of bitterness, and the bitterness does hang around as well. Actually, you do really get that bitter note afterwards in a lovely balanced way. It's not overpowering.
No.
But in a pleasant. Again, if you are an espresso drinker, if you're a coffee drinker, it's very much that sort of just bitterness right on the back of your throat.
Coffee.
It's a bit like coffee.
Did you get that?
So yeah, I mean Bristol have some fantastic breweries, don't they? So
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about stouts, Wiper and True being another one of our absolute favourites. So I mean, they're Bristol way as well.
Yeah.
And their milk stout is
Their milkshake stout.
It's cracking,
Yeah.
it's ours as well. Always a really, big favourite here.
It's a huge big seller here. Actually, everything Wiper and True do seem to go down really well. Yeah.
And Left-Handed Giant as well, who
Yes.
obviously moved on to a bigger space so that Newtown moved into their old space. I think the Bristol beer scene, there's some stunning stuff going on.
And it's literally over the bridge for us, so it's great. I mean, we didn't get a chance to go to the Bristol Beer Festival, which hopefully we're gonna go next year. But we have a lot going on, so we don't always get to go to enjoy all of these events that are happening.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope there's a lot of new, really great brewing talent popping up everywhere, and I hope that a lot of them sort of will make it through these next few months, because like my Twitter feed at the moment seems to be inundated with breweries that are going out of business, largely due to bars cutting back on the beer that they're ordering, and just
cost of materials
and transport, logistics, electricity prices. I think if you were an up-and-coming brewery and you haven't really had a chance to get yourself established at the moment, but even some of the more established ones, I think, have really, been quite surprising in that they've sort of shut their doors.
Yeah, I mean, the one interesting fact about this, female brewer.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, women in beer, always we're big advocates for women in beer, and like it's great to see another female brewer in the industry.
Yeah, and I think as well, it's these Newton Park pride themselves on being a modern brewery. They're making modern beers. It's founded by a husband and wife team. It's a group of friends who funded it. And basically have built a brewery around this ethos of basically wanting to, hang out together, create great beers, modern beers, have a good night out with your friends, enjoy yourselves, So the beers they're producing, we've had a few on tap, haven't we? A few of their core range. So
yeah, we have.
Maybe tomorrow, and there was another one as well. We were just kind of.
Oh, we were, and it's completely slipped my mind now.
But they're all really accessible, high quality. They're not gimmicky beers. All of them have been ones that I could quite happily sit with a pint and drink.
I've just finished it. Sorry. No. It's just that I really enjoyed that. And stouts and porters aren't necessarily my go-to, but I always forget this until I actually sit down and enjoy one. And on this occasion, that was.
Recommend this one. Especially if you like your dark beers, you like stouts, porters. Even if you don't, and you're looking to try to dip your toe in, this is just a really good beer.
Yeah,
really
definitely,
good beer.
Definitely.
Timothy, while I finish this, tell me why you're so excited about our third and final beer.
So we're going to take a slight detour down to the southwest. Yes, southwest. To Cornwall. Verdant have always been a massive like brewery for me, and I absolutely love. Well, my all-time favourite beer from Verdant is Even Sharks Need Water. So when we heard that this beer was being released, and it's not Even Sharks Need Water, was being released, not only was I excited, but my whole team were literally going, we need to get this beer. And the final beer we're going to be trying today is Whale Sharks, because it is a triple dry hopped, no dextrose, DIPA, based on Even Sharks Need Water. So I was desperate to try this one. On this occasion, I actually tried it on Sunday off the back of the, I think it was 36 hours I did over those 2 days for this event, I had to try it, and it did not disappoint. So I'm going to pour this now, but I guess we can talk about something that we read earlier this week about the premiumization.
Can't talk about it if you can't say it.
Yeah, premiumization in the beer industry. So I'm going to start pouring, and I'll chip in as we go.
Yeah, so it was really interesting that a lot of bars now, and a lot of the breweries are moving towards premiumization. So aiming at, consumers are demanding higher quality beers. So people want to come out and they want to drink lower volumes but better quality. And obviously that's something that we've always subscribed to, but it definitely seems to be a trend that we're seeing now throughout the industry. Yeah, well, with some of the bigger groups, so pushing some of their more premium brands to the fore rather than trying to push bars to have lines of the cheaper, lower grade beers. And it's not just in the beer industry either, so it's spreading across all drinks industry. So we're seeing it with craft gins and with spirits as well, is that if people are going to be either going out to have a drink or sitting at home and drinking, they're not interested in kind of smashing, loads of the lower price beers, but seem to be making more time to enjoy some of the higher quality beers. Certainly, it ties in quite nicely to this one, so this could sort of certainly not be accused of being a smashable beer. What's the ABV on this?
8.5%.
8.5%?
Yeah.
So you've gone from wanting to start with a 2.5, like right the way up to
we went full bore today. We really went full bore today. And again, it's not necessarily, we don't always plan this. What we do, we look at what we're actually pouring, and we look at the interesting stories or the reasons why I think they would be really, really good for people to kind of get a feel for and taste and maybe introduce to, because we do bring some absolute stunners here, and we like to just try new stuff and see what happens.
So Verdant have always been a favourite brewery of ours. Sort of in the years before, when we were planning Craft Republic and we were kind of dreaming of our ideal tap lineup and what breweries would have, like Verdant always had a really solid place on that list, didn't they?
100%. And I say 100%. But they were always one of our ones, and we always keep a Verdant on tap. Yeah. Not because we have any affiliation with them, not because we have any discounts, but because we really rate the beer. So we always have a Verdant line on permanently. On this occasion, we actually have 2 on at this moment, because we have, I played trumpet on that tune, which is actually a 2022 version of the beer. We had it last year, and that's completely different from what we drank last year, which is great to see that they're actually still even evolving some of their beers that they're bringing back. They're constantly tweaking and moving on.
Yeah, and that's that's an interesting thing, and particularly for me, the quality, the consistent quality of the beers that Verdant are putting out is just they smash it out of the park with every single beer.
Yeah, yeah.
It's certainly one of the things we can ask them about.
Yes, because we've got Verdant coming to do a tap takeover here in Craft.
Next month.
They're actually coming on our birthday week.
It's our little birthday present to ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, do you know what? It's a bit of a pinnacle. I mean, we had Cloudwater here, and unfortunately I missed that because I had COVID, which was literally the most gutting thing ever.
But hopefully Cloudwater's going to come back.
Yes.
Fall, they're coming for you.
Yeah. And I was very... do you know what? It was that moment for me where I just went, we've made it, that somebody, that a brewery like that was willing to come to Barry of all places, as Simon will always say, to come and drink craft beer, to come and do a tap takeover with us. Yeah. And to be recognised that they were willing to bring the brewery team down to chat is amazing.
And I think for us as well, we always talk about our journey towards setting up craft was about us going to these beer festivals, and we got fed up of having to go to Cardiff and Bristol and go further afield if we wanted to drink craft beer, fresh craft beer. And so we set up craft, 15 minutes walk from our house, because we wanted to be able to step out of our front door and come and drink some, the world's best craft beers, fresh.
Yeah.
And whoever would have thought that, so obviously we've done this, but then, we've got cloud walls. I was sat there at the front of the bar with Paul, cloud wall to Paul, chatting to him about, beers and breweries and their approach to business and everything in front of a group of our amazing regulars. And it was just, it was a real highlight.
It is.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I know. Claire was kind enough to FaceTime me, so I was able to see a bit of it. But I couldn't sit there and drink the beers, unfortunately.
And then, of course, we had Brew York.
Yes.
The fantastic Brew York, who were just absolute legends.
Smashed out of the park.
Again, you can watch the live stream if you hop over to Simon Martin's YouTube channel, which is Real Ale Craft Beer. He live streamed with Lee and Wayne, and he was kind enough to host.
Well, we did 2 nights with them. We did.
We did.
We did the Sunday night at the Stoned Crow at his house, his virtual pub, and then we also did. We live streamed directly from here, which we ended up doing like a live stream, sat at the table while we're drinking beers, and I was answering questions throughout this. And I'm hoping that we'll get to that point in the future where people can ask us questions live, and we can answer those for you.
And this month we've got Electric Bear.
Yes, we do.
You're a Bath-based brewery.
Yeah,
so,
we're really excited about it.
Electric Bear have a little bit of a special place in my heart. So when we were doing our pop-up events when we were planning Craft Republic, and we did a couple of pop-ups over at Hangfire, and Electric Bear were actually one of the breweries that we had as part of our pop-up events. And they were actually a brewery that our son introduced us to. So he moved to Bath, and we went to visit him one weekend, and he said, you have to come and have a drink at this tap room that's just sort of down the canals from him. And we went and sat outside and we got chatting to them, and I think that's how we discovered like Gypsy Hill as well, because they were
there was loads of stuff, and we Beatniks Republic with because they did a collab with Beatniks, which was their pink lemonade sour.
Yeah.
So we've got a thing about pink lemonade sours.
But you were invited back about a month or so ago. They had a trade day, didn't they?
Yeah.
Down at Electric.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of the guys here went down. Again, the video is in our YouTube channel if you sort of scroll.
Just a
back
little promo of the fun we had that day, and it was a good day. But they're coming to see us this month.
There is a little bit, that video we've got on our YouTube channel. There is another version. There is another version that has a little bit tagged on at the end.
So anyone who knows our bar manager,
Dave,
there is like an outtake that I guess we could.
I may have to see how I feel with Electric Bear coming a bit closer to the time.
We might release that.
Might have to release the Dave outtake.
But right, enough of that.
Yeah, I know. And so we've got Verdant coming,
Yes.
which is like absolutely amazing, and we're super excited. And as we've been chatting, I've been giving this little bit of a swirl, and just when you release those aromas, I'm getting, fruity notes.
Look at that. That is a dankety dank. Look, you can't even see through it. It is. I mean, if you've seen Sharks, even Sharks Need Water, you'll know that it's got a very similar look. But like.
That is just
delightful. So straight away,
drooling.
Yeah, but straight away you get in that signature Verdant smell.
Yeah, it's like that grassiness.
Yeah.
And
actually, that's something else that I'm going to do at some point. I've still got a can of 2022 putty that I've not opened, and. Yeah, it's coming close to probably its best before date, but obviously we had that here when it launched. Literally, we were one of the 50 bars in the UK that had it on pour, and it sold out in 4 hours. That was a mad day. That was, but it was very green, grassy, because it was literally kegged on the Thursday. No, I think it was Monday, and we had it by Thursday, and we poured it, and we launched it the Friday. So it was as fresh as it possibly can. But I'm intrigued to see how it's matured in the can during that period of time. So I'm sure at some point, very, very soon, because I want to enjoy it, we'll do a little video of that. Whether it's here or at our house, I think we're going to crack that open and try.
So, whale sharks.
Whale Sharks. I am I've tried it, but actually, to be fair, it was about 3 pints in. So actually, this is going to be a good way to try it on this occasion. Oh my word!
Wow.
So all of the 8.5%. There is no denying that is
8.5.
8.5.
Yes.
Like straight away, the thickness of it.
Yeah, it's like a smoothie.
The straight away bitterness at the back of the thing.
It's got a very savoury note to it.
It does, but that's Verdant.
Yeah,
that's
but I
Verdant.
like it. It's got this level of complexity to it that it's, you on the nose you get fruitiness, you get a bit of sweetness, and then on the palate you get that grassiness as well, and then it just develops into this slight savoury finish.
Lovely fruit notes.
Beautiful.
Absolutely lovely fruit notes.
It's like a tropical fruit salad on the nose.
Yeah. But there's a lovely creaminess to it as well. Real strong creaminess, which obviously down to ABV, but also, again, Verdant are very good at that real thick. Even at the lower ABV stuff, they're still very good at the lower ABV. 6.5%. Most of them are about 6.5%, but that 6.5% like is.
I mean,
just,
light bulb is. On
light bulb.
That's...
Yes, that's fair. But then you've also got like things like Mary Lou.
I mean, Mary Lou sits in that
Gus.
Mary Lou sits in that 5.2 magical spectrum, doesn't it? Which is obviously the same as.
Yeah, we have a bit of a thing here. Anything that's 5.2, we try and compare it against Steady Rolling Man. Because if you don't know, it's my all-time favourite beer. But if we always compare it. We've had quite a lot of arguments amongst the team about Mary Lou being better than Steady.
Yeah, it certainly divides opinion.
But it's fine. It's all good.
I tell you what I thought was probably the closest was Preliminary Flex from Polly's, which was 5.2, and that was outstanding.
To be honest, I would if that had been if that ever became core, I think it would be very, very close.
If you get a chance to try Preliminary Flex, especially on draft,
it's insane.
It's stunning.
It's insane. We had that during the lockdown when we were just canning beers, and literally we had queues around the block, people filling growlers and cans with our canning machine to make sure it worked. But it's been absolutely. This is delicious.
Enjoying this one.
Well, so what did we go through today? We went through the Unbarred Knickerboker Strawberry, Raspberry and Cherry Ice Cream Pale at 6.6%. I would show you my Newtown Park Light Darkness Balance Baltic Porter at 7.6, and then obviously Whale Sharks at 8.5. Those were our picks for the week. We've had a great time tasting. I hope you enjoyed it. Please send us any comments, send us DMs, whatever. Post on YouTube, whatever you want to do.
Come and join us on the 20th.
Yeah, and if you've enjoyed it, if you want to see anything particular, if you want us to talk about things and whatever, we're still building this format and we're really enjoying it, and I hope you are too. And hopefully next week we'll be live streaming. So
if we can figure out the tech.
Yeah, we'll do it. But if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. The big red button below, and also click the bell, which will alert you whenever we have a video online. And basically, we hope to see you soon. Have a great time and enjoy beers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Everyone.